Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of DEW Journal Live, the video channel of DEW Journal that showcases technology and brings tech talks and expert views on energy, oil and gas, engineering, IT, and the environment. I'm Arun Kumar Singhal, the chief editor of DEW Journal. So today's video features my interaction with a globally renowned geoscientist who is also an author. I'm talking about Sanjeev Rajput. Sanjeev is a passionate researcher in the field of green transition. He recently presented his analysis of the green transition in oil and gas and the journey to carbon neutrality at the SEG's symposium on CCS, which brought together global thought leaders, experts, and visionaries. Sanjeev, an esteemed alumnus of Stanford, the University of Texas Austin, and Melbourne Business School, is a vanguard in upstream oil and gas, wielding a PhD in applied geophysics and an MBA. His 20 plus years of global expertise with top tier oil entities across many countries have steered innovative paths in sustainable hydrocarbon development. As an acclaimed author, his scholarly work populates over many universities and his voice resonates through over 100 publications and prominent global energy conferences, marking him as a luminary in scientific and leadership circles. He is also Vice President elect for EAGE for the year 2024-25. During my conversation, I asked Sanjeev what he sees as the road ahead in green transition, especially in CCS, and how important is CCS for the world. This is what he had to say.
Yeah, sure, and thank you. To understand green transition and carbon neutrality and carbon capture, storage, and management, I think first we need to understand the current state. Where are we now? And then we can think about the future because we are talking about carbon neutrality here, which is 2050 net zero goal, and that is aligned with the Paris Agreement and COP28 and from 15 to 28. Even India's Prime Minister Modi has also embarked on this journey together with all of us. So I think to understand carbon capture and storage, first we need to understand how much we are emitting. And I'm going to talk about India here because India is emitting about 2.7 billion tons of carbon or greenhouse gases, and focusing on oil and gas sector or energy sector, we are contributing 42% of this 2.7 billion tons. So the future is, especially when our Prime Minister launched the goal for 2070 net zero, I can see India started investing in capturing the carbon and storing that. And what I mean by storing is once you capture the carbon from oil and gas operations or cement or infrastructure or transportation, we have to capture it and store it underground, and there is a cost associated to this. Government has to invest a lot of money beyond our expectations, and I would say up to 2070 they will be investing a lot more money than India's GDP. So considering that, I can see lots of startups, lots of technological development, research and development, including National Research Institute like NGRI, including industries or national oil companies like ONGC and other companies, Reliance Industries or Oil India or GAIL. I think they all have to work together with other industries to capture the carbon and store it and make India more greener. So I can say 2070 is a realistic goal for India because we cannot achieve this before that realistically. And all the figures what you see in the other journals or publications, it will be very challenging. Being a developing nation, I think India is progressing towards a developed nation. And I can say that with this greener energy goal, India is going to achieve that by investing a lot more in talent development, in technological development, in working with industry, academia, and society together to make the India a carbon neutral country by the achieved target.
Yes, so you have a global perspective. You are working outside the country as well. So could you also share the global perspective on this? Where exactly are other countries moving in this direction?
If we talk about CCS or CCUS, there are about 100 projects in this world which are operational now. But I can see by 2030 there will be a number of projects which will be doing FIDs, final investment decisions, for carbon capture and storage, especially in saline aquifer, carbonate aquifer. I can give you an example from Malaysia. Malaysian government is working to establish a Southeast Asian hub for carbon storage, and that one single hub can cater Malaysia's carbon capture journey for next, at least for next 50 years. The country can achieve the target within the next 50 years, and continuing carbon capture storage establishments or projects in Southeast Asia. If you think about Europe, there are many projects online. In USA, many projects online, but the goal is too big, and we have never done that big so far. The goal is to capture 51 billion tons of carbon per year for next 30-40 years, and the cost of capturing this carbon is huge, and it varies. And I was talking to Madam Sushma Rawat, and in India the cost is around $150 per ton. You can do a simple math and calculate it, 2.7 billion tons multiplied by 150, so you can see how big investment India needs. USA is emitting 6.7 billion tons. The cost varies from 100 to 300. You can see trillions of dollars needs to be invested to capture the carbon and make the world a greener place.
If in one line I ask you, how important is CCS for the globe?
I think CCS can play a very important role in energy transition, because CCS is capturing the carbon and storing that underground. So it will be capturing the market size. If we talk about India, it's 170 million per year for next 30, 40, 50 years. But CCS will be playing a very important role in energy transition.
Thank you, Sanjeev.